I was born with glaucoma. I had an incident. I lost my sight in my right eye by playing around with sticks with my cousins. And then in my college years, I started having problems in my left eye. It's just like on a foggy morning, then it just gets thicker and thicker. That's how mine progressed. I had my left eye removed because of glaucoma. Let your children grow and learn to get out there instead of cuddling. If you want your children to be able to survive without you, when y'all are gone or just out, stop the cuddling.
A green tinted screen and braille lettering pops up that turns into the white Lighthouse of Houston logo. The Sightless Voices Unleashing Potential cover art pops up on screen. There's a flash, then clips of Jennifer's eye, her walking down the hall, and reading braille appear. A montage of clips from episodes of the podcast begins with Jennifer talking to our guests and smiling. It zooms in on the Sightless Voices Unleashing Potential cover art.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Sightless Voices Unleashing Potential. I am your hostie with the mostie, Jennifer Parrish, and today we have a really inspiring episode for you guys. Our guest is none other than a National Beat Baseball Association Hall of Famer and Lighthouse employee. Ladies and gentlemen, your Darryl Minor. Welcome, Darryl.
Good afternoon, everyone.
How's it going?
I'm doing fine.
We thank you so much for joining us today. Today we'll be discussing strategies for living independently with visual impairments, ways to build self-confidence and self-reliance, and how to adapt to home environments for accessibility. Before we get started, we will, as always, describe our setting for our blind and low vision viewers. We are sitting in blue chairs with wooden tables next to us. We have a white brick background with blue lights and a neon lighthouse sign. All right. So, Darryl,
yes,
how's it going?
I'm going okay.
Okay. So Darryl and I, those of y'all that don't know, I've known Darryl since 1998. So we've been knowing each other a little while. So,
in actuality, a little bit back further, we went on a ski trip together and kind of realized we ran into each other back when we were younger.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Right. So in 1991, I was in high school and my parents were like, "Hey, Jennifer, you want to go on the ski trip with the Lighthouse of Houston?" It was sponsored by the Delta Gamma Foundation. So I'm like, cool, because I'm from Western PA and I had skied and I love to downhill ski. And so I'm like, sweet, Colorado, awesome. Yeah. So ended up going on the trip and, there was, some people and I was just hanging out with this, a girl or something. And we were just kind of hung out in our own little groups or whatever.
Yeah.
You right?
Yeah. It was very fun. I mean, my first time skiing and getting in a hot tub while it's cold outside.
That's fun.
It was fun.
That was good fun.
And tubing down the mountains and running into Jennifer. Didn't know I was going to run into her in our adult years.
Exactly. So how it ties back is we're just kind of hanging out with who we hung out with at that time, and then we started talking whenever we met each other again back at the Lighthouse. So it all circled back because
right here.
I was back here taking medical transcription training, and Darryl was training for customer service. Was it
customer service? And then at one point in time, I was working down at, what was the old address they tore down? 3530 during the summer here and there. Yeah. And going to college as well.
Exactly. And so we started talking and we're like, oh my God, you were that dude on the ski. That was you. Yes. So that was pretty cool. So we figured out we were on the same trip. That's, when you're blind, man, you can't just look at somebody and go, oh my God, cool. That's you. But,
just went on Voices.
And we're like, oh my God, that was you on that ski trip. So that was a really cool coincidence.
Yeah.
Yes. So again, thank you for joining us today, Darryl. And first of all, we're going to start by having you tell us just a little bit about kind of yourself, your vision loss, and your job here at the Lighthouse of Houston, and your journey to living independently.
Oh wow, let's do this then.
Yep, let's go.
Born here in Houston, April 1973. I was born with glaucoma. I went to West University, Gregory Lincoln, down the street from here. Started in the after-school program way back when. Tuesday and Thursdays coming up here doing my school work and going ice skating, going to malls, or just doing different activities with the after-school program. So and then went to college for several years. Major was criminal justice, but I started losing the rest of my eyesight in my junior year, and it was pretty difficult for me to do my assignments because I wasn't used to my books on tape because I was used to CCTV and reading on my own.
Exactly.
So, and it was tough. And I went back again and I tried again and I'm like, oh no, I can't do it. Let's just work. So, and then I believe I moved out my mother's home probably in '93 into one of Lighthouse Living Centers. Stayed there for about 5 to 6 months, but I was always running back home to mom because that's where my friends and family were from A-Leaf to south of Houston. So I moved back home for a short period of time, moved over to Broadway Square because it was closer to home. And I was still going to college and stuff like that and just doing me and working, school, whatever I could, just stay busy and playing ball. Yeah. So that's where my independent living just kicked in. I'm always been being very organized and being prepped for my days ahead, you know?
So let's talk about your vision loss, right? Because you used to be able to see like better than me back in the day, you know.
Yeah, whatever you say.
Well, you used to see pretty good, and then something happened, right?
Yeah, I was born with glaucoma.
Right.
So, like I said, I was born with glaucoma. I had an incident probably when I was about 8 or 9. I can't remember how old I was. I lost my sight in my right eye by playing around with sticks with my cousins.
Being a boy.
Yeah, being a man, a young man.
Young man.
And so I lost my sight in my right eye. And then, like I said, in my college years, I started having problems in my left eye. It was just like on a foggy morning, you know, how it can just be so you can see so far, and then it just gets thicker and thicker. That's how mine progressed, just like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. And then think about '06. I had my left eye removed because the glaucoma pain was still, you know, I still had glaucoma and the pain just.
Yeah, glaucoma is very painful.
Yeah, it was very painful. Yeah, so I couldn't handle it. So stopped working down at Fast Track and got my surgery, went back to work for a while, then they shut down.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, so, and then, you know, so going from having vision but being visually impaired and then just, you know, going to totally blind, you know, so today's topic, you know, as you know, is living independently. So how did that change, you know, from being sort of visually impaired kinda to really,
First of all, you
total.
know, back when I was young, I knew it was going to happen. So I took it upon myself, and then my mother kind of like pushed me to do things for myself. Like I started cooking French fries with her and doing stuff with
like in the fryer.
And no, I started it. I started with like an oven, top oven drawer thingy. Started cooking stuff on top of the counter like that, and then I learned how to cut French fries with her and do my own French fries.
Oh, like legit real fries from the potato. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you know. And sometimes when they be sleeping and it be dark, I go do it in the dark.
Nice.
I go cook me something to eat.
That's so smart and so getting ahead of the game.
Yeah,
seriously.
that's all I did. And then, and, you know, my mom used to call when the street lights came on. You know, most kids got to go home. I was in the house before the sun came down.
Yeah.
Because she felt I couldn't, you know, maneuver around
Navigate.
outside like my brothers and sisters did. So they got to stay out later.
Oh.
So I was in the house, had to take a bath, get in front of the TV, watch Dukes of Hazzard and all this other stuff. And,
got to see them Duke boys at least.
yeah, right. So, you know, I learned to be very independent young and knowing I needed to, if I wanted to grow as my own person, I took heed and just did it.
Yeah.
You know? Mom was like, we've been looking for you for about 2-3 hours. It's 9:30. It's dark as I don't know. How you get home? I walk.
And that's that independent spirit, and that's been in you since I've known you, man. I mean,
Yes.
you just get out and roll,
Yes.
like, and you scare me sometimes because you're like, we about to cross this freeway, girl. And I'm like,
Well, not no freeway. That'll be her by herself.
but like pretty close though.
Yeah,
Like
pretty
we're,
close.
pretty, multiple lane, busy intersections, and you do it successfully. And and you use, it's not careless. You have honed your mobility skills, and like it's awesome.
Yeah, I had some great teachers when I first started getting mobility lessons, learning my north, east, west, south, east corners, and some people like northeast corner, northwest
Exactly.
corner. What the hell you talking about? So I learned that, and I just push forward and make sure when I'm traveling, I know where the sun is, where it goes down, east, west.
Exactly. I use that too.
And it helps.
Yep.
And I try to teach my fellow peers the same thing. If you can learn where the sun is, north and south that much in east and west.
That's exactly right. Yep.
So and I would leave home. Mom wouldn't even know I'm gone. I mean, I'm 16, 17 years old. I would go catch the bus. I'll call the bus company. I'll say, what bus to get on here, where I start at, and where I finish, to go to this corner downtown and wait on this bus, and that's the driver, what number this bus is, before they became automated like they do now. When they each stop, they say something. Yeah. So I was catching the bus at a young age, just doing it.
Yeah, dang, yeah. And that was back in the day when you would have to call Metro and be like, where does this connect? What's this? And hope they were telling you the truth.
Right.
Or ask the driver and hope he's not falling asleep on, and missing your stop.
And hopefully he knows that side of town where he's driving instead of his route.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So that's awesome. And still to this day. And now it's so much easier too, because they're just like, boop, boop, number 35 going south side, whatever.
Right.
Yeah. We're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about assistive technology. And just kind of, how has that, do you utilize a lot of assistive technology? How and what? And,
I utilize it. Back in the day, we started off with the old Woody Woodpecker, the Braille writer, taking notes on the little. We got a little notepad for our phone numbers, a tablet, like a little box folder, but just way smaller. Yep. And with index cards, we create little. Our phone
the
books
Rolodex.
Our little Rolodex.
Yes, sir.
And then, back in college, we had to have a tape recorder.
I hated the tape recorder. I talked about this on another podcast. Yes. That's why I quit college, because I couldn't stand it.
I couldn't stand it either.
Yes,
and when you hear yourself snoring on the recording, when you're supposed to record in the class, something wrong.
Right. Had too much fun the night before, too.
Yes. But, I've learned JAWS. Yeah. I'm not efficient at it, but I know some JAWS, and I would love to get back into more computer technology stuff, because I would like to advance from the job at doing now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I would like to come back over to this building, maybe help teach independent living or some kind of mobility skills around here or outside of here. Yeah. Or cooking safety, tips,
absolutely.
Because I'm a decent cook.
You are a good cook.
I prep.
Yes.
And, I cut safely, I just, I perfected my own thing.
Right. I mean, and you like, he's an excellent cook, guys. And
right.
Yeah, he's a good cook. And I mean, and though, you do have tips and tricks, and it's coming from you, not somebody that got a degree in how to teach blind people how to cut food.
This,
I
this
is
had to
real
walk
life.
This route before.
Exactly. So, and then the iPhone too. You're an iPhone user?
Yes, I am. And hey, thank God for it.
Yep. Exactly.
Emailing is it's a whole lot easier. Don't have to go jump on the computer. I would prefer to do more things back on a desktop, not a laptop, but that's what we're stuck with right now is laptops and our iPhones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's where we are.
Yep.
All right. So let's talk about, community support and kind of living independently. So do you belong to any of these, sort of, and we know, the beat baseball for sure.
Yes.
And Darryl again is a Hall of Famer. So, so talk a little bit about that first. Like, just how long have you been in, and
I've been playing beat baseball since, I was probably 15, 16, under Michael Garrett and Doc Bradley's tutelage of the game.
Yep.
Grown to love it.
Yep.
I met more people in the community of being visually impaired here in Houston and different cities, and grown to love the sport. Yeah. I mean, I'm old now, but I still love it.
You're still
just don't
getting
want to
down.
play it as much.
Well, because it's a lot of practicing, man.
Yeah.
It's like it eats up a lot of time, but it's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so much fun. I mean, you know, I played a little bit too back in the day, as y'all may or may not know.
she was very good defense. She could hit the ball and run a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, but she was a great teammate.
Yeah,
You know?
it was fun. We had a really, really good time back in the day, man.
Yeah.
So so what about some other kind of community? I don't want to call them blind people groups. That's a bad term, but whatever.
I was once with a support group at West Grade, which they'll welcome me back at any time. But you know,
is that VIA?
I guess that's what they call it now, VIA. So I keep in contact with certain people that's still in that organization, so I know what's going on and do I want to attend this or that with them, or just know what's happening with our blind individuals.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, and so also activities here at the Lighthouse of Houston, like we've had
wine
tasting. Yes.
Perfect afternoon.
Yes, that is a perfect Friday evening.
Yes.
It's a good time.
Bring it back, Lighthouse.
Yeah, yes. They have brought it back. It was brought back last year.
Oh,
so,
it was?
Yes, it was. So you need to I will personally let you know when the next one rolls around.
Yes.
For sure. We will absolutely let you know. So let's talk about mentorship. You know, who did you look up to kind of who was such a good influence on you?
Michael Garrett.
Michael Garrett's a good one.
Garrett.
So let's talk about who he is for the folks that don't know.
Yes, he's a vision impaired individual that I met playing beat baseball. He worked for Chase, I believe Chase Bank when it was downtown at one time.
Yes.
Maybe y'all can get him on here and talk to him about some old times and some things he's went through, but he's a good person to have on this show as well.
I agree. That is Darryl. That's an excellent suggestion, and we
Yes.
will definitely take
Yes.
that into notation because he
And
would
I got
be.
a couple more for you too.
Yeah, so we'll talk offline, but we do
Yes.
need to, we're looking for suggestions.
Yes.
For those of you out there in TV land and podcast land too, we're always looking for new ideas and new, guest ideas for the show. So that's awesome.
Yes.
Cool. Perfect. All right. Well, so now we're going to talk about, your home environment, like your day-to-day stuff, how you survive at home. So let's first start by talking about tools for independence. Like, for instance, your tactile markers and labels and what have you.
Oh, okay. My typical day,
Yeah.
other than getting up, going to work, which I prep for that next day to get myself together so I don't have to be looking for anything. And that's the very, very best thing to do. Anybody that's visually impaired, prepare before your next day.
Exactly.
So you don't be like, where is this? And can't
And
find
fumbling.
this. Yes, and fumbling.
And your Metro's at the door.
And coming to work with one black Nike shoe and one white one.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, because that's valid. Like, it takes extra time for, people who have zero vision to make sure all the colors are looking right or whatever.
And you just by being organized, this is the best thing.
Yeah.
Just to be organized with things. And then, with going downstairs and cooking and cleaning and stuff, I do certain things first. If I go grocery shopping, I organize my canned goods. I don't label nothing. I'll excuse me.
Yeah.
I put them in alphabetical order.
Do you really?
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I even do that with box food.
Nice. That's smart.
Alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do that even with my seasonings. If I can't smell it, it's at least in alphabetical order.
That's smart, and that's one I
Yes.
actually haven't heard before. But that's a
yes.
really good.
And I
obvious idea.
label bumped out my stove, my microwave, stuff like that, and for oven temperatures and stuff like that. And Alexa has cut out a bunch of devices by looking up recipes, setting timers for rice or beans. Alexa is a blessing. They can listen to anything I do. She's helpful.
Yeah,
It's helpful.
Yeah. So the Amazon devices are huge. We use it too. I mean, it is for your recipes,
Yeah.
for your timers.
Because we used to have
Yep.
probably 2 or 3 different timers in the house. What the heck that timer was for?
And you can tell it now, like, hey, set a chicken timer.
Yeah,
Hey, set
for
a
rice.
a rice timer. Set
Yeah.
a blah blah blah, and she'll be like, okay, setting rice timer for blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah, it's
So,
cool.
and then clutter.
Oh Lord,
Clutter.
I don't like clutter.
Don't get me started either, because we
don't-
on the same page.
I don't like clutter.
Yep.
Like I said, I'm very organized. When I wash, I fold.
Yes, me too.
I put my stuff away.
Yes.
My clothes, sometimes they're in the cleaners.
Mm-hmm.
Shirts are here. White shirts are on this side and colored shirts on this side.
Yeah.
I have a color tester, and the same as in my jeans. I've got black jeans, light black jeans, and dark colored jeans, and acid wash jeans, and cut up jeans, or whatever. Just organized with it.
Exactly. I mean, and you kind of have to train the people who live in the home with you, if you do have any.
Oh yeah.
To kind of look.
And I got family that be like, "Ooh, you so clean, but tacky as I don't know what." That's me. They were. Yeah, they'll try to throw me up under the bus real quick, but they'll let me know.
But it's for real though. I mean, we have to navigate this world, and if they want to be cluttery, if I am dealing with people that are cluttery, it's like, look, you can have your little cluttery area, but the vast majority of where I'm roaming free in the casa is going to be clutter free.
Yes,
Organized, clutter free, all that.
I mean, that's from my bedroom, living room, well, all over my house. It's mine. I pay the rent. It's mine.
Exactly.
So clean up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But,
yeah, it's all good.
Okay. Well, yep, I'm aligned with that absolutely.
Yes.
So traveling independently. So let's give some tips for that, and going to work and just independent travel and working.
Independent traveling and working. Scheduling Metro Lift.
Yes.
Learning the system, how to get to work on time so you don't be late. You got to learn how to time it perfectly. It's just like they say to be to work at 7:30 in the morning. Metro Lift can get us there sometimes an hour, 45 minutes too dang early.
Yes.
So you got to figure out what would be the best time to get me closest to there. So I've been since I've lived on the south side, job was on 290, I put 7:37. It get me there 10 minutes to 7 or some minutes after 7. So I stick with that time. Yeah. But my commute home, oh, Jesus, in the evening is terrible.
Yeah.
I'd rather stop off here and mess off an hour because I can get here within 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Then the rest of the way home, an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But if my job was closer, I probably would ride the bus.
Exactly. Yeah, if it was central, because I mean, you can get to your,
from here
on the south side. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do from here to home be an hour or 45 minutes easily.
Because, so for some of our viewers obviously don't understand what Metro Lift is. Metro Lift is a shared ride service, and you have to make reservations the day before. And, there's a lot of factors that go into whether you're going to be to work on time. If you schedule to be somewhere, sometimes you need to put that appointment time, quote unquote, later than you're anticipating. Like for me, for instance, if I want to be here, I'm a kind of exception to the rule, but I live right down the street, like a mile away. But if I want to be here,
you can walk if you could.
I could. Yeah, if there wasn't construction, I'd be walking. But anyhow, say my time was to be here at 7:30, I would make my appointment time to be here at 7:45 because they're gonna get you here 9 times out of 10. They're gonna get you here early, and way too early.
Well, they get you at 6 o'clock still, probably.
Sometimes I've had to play with that recently too.
Right.
I mean, but so you have to take all this stuff into consideration. How far are you away from where you're going?
Yes.
How busy? How bad will the traffic be? How do you anticipate that they're going to pick up other people? Because you don't get to know that. You jump on the vehicle and they're like, oh, by the way, we got two drop offs and a pickup.
And you're going a mile away.
And you're going a mile, and they'll do that to you, and you have to basically advocate for yourself too to your driver and just say, hey, dude, I'm going just a mile away, and I have an appointment time. So why are we going around the world? Yeah. Sometimes they'll make exceptions.
You got some drivers that are, I'm for the pass right by your job. Get out.
Exactly.
Let me let you out.
Yep. And luckily, and that's another tip for our viewers is get to know your drivers.
And don't be so rude.
And do not be you have to be nice to those drivers because that's going to depend on whether they treat you right, whether they maybe do you a little favor here and there.
Just look out for you when you're riding and won't leave you.
Yeah, exactly. And there are people that are very entitled. And I've been on rides with people who are just, when am I going to get there? Why am I not next? blah, blah, blah. That is no way to act, and you will not get far with
they'll
MetroLift.
slow it down.
Oh, yeah, they will.
The driver will slow it
On
down.
purpose.
On purpose.
On purpose.
Then they'll call in a 10-7. That's a bathroom break.
Yes.
Everybody gets a break.
So
And you're just sitting waiting.
yeah, so that's another pro tip for all our blind folks and newly blind using MetroLift for the first time. Be kind.
Yes.
Be kind, because it's not a joke, and you will get treated bad if you treat them bad.
Now, I want to say this to parents and blind individuals. For parents, let your children grow and learn to get out there and be independent instead of cuddling them.
Coddling them.
Coddling
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
Yeah, because I see it too much. If you want your children to be able to survive without you when y'all are gone or are just out and about or when they leave this world, so they can be okay. Stop the cuddling.
Yeah.
Because I hear a lot of it from other teachers that got to go out to parents' home to show them how to teach them how to make a sandwich or how to eat their food off their own plate.
Yeah.
It's too sad. It's very sad.
Yeah.
And then I'm glad the technology's out there and they know a lot of good things about technology, but they need to get out of the house.
Yeah.
And be independent. Walk,
Get
ride
outside.
some bikes.
Yeah.
Go
if you're able.
Go play beat ball or goal ball. It's got some sports out here for y'all, your children.
Yep.
You
Be
know
active.
What I'm saying?
Yes.
Be active.
Be active.
Don't be behind the computer screen and in front of the TV, in front of the first computer screen, in front of the TV
and the
all
phone.
the time, and on the phone.
Exactly.
We see too much of that now of our blind
brothers and sisters.
Brothers and sisters.
Yes, we do. And you know, and it's a natural instinct for mama to be like, oh my God, my poor blind child.
Yes.
No, that's not going to work. That is not the attitude that you need to take.
My mother didn't do me that way. And I know other mothers didn't do that.
Nope.
Do that to their children either. It's just times change and they just so protected.
Yeah, it's very helicopter-y.
And that's even with sighted children.
Yes.
Parents are too protective now.
Yeah. Just turn off the helicopter blades, guys, and let your kids roam free and go get dirty.
Yeah.
Go get in the mud.
Go get in the mud.
You know, go play outside.
I mean, I done bumped into parked cars.
Me too.
Fence.
Woo, parked car wounds are bad.
Damn near fell down some stairs. It was all good, but it was all in the learning process.
Yep.
You know?
Won't do that again.
No, won't happen again that way.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that'll make you want to learn to use that cane properly.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's like screw around and find out.
There's one thing I can say about my parents. My mother she just told me straight up, when you get a job, you be on the phone all day, here's this phone bill. There it is. She taught me a lesson. To call your girlfriend all you want in college.
Here's your phone bill.
Here's your phone
Pay
bill.
it.
That
Yeah,
phone
I got
bill
that
was higher than
lessons
my
too.
first apartment's rent.
It's so true. Long distance.
I said, I might well move out. I'm paying this $300-400 a
Right.
month.
Time to move in with her.
No, she was in college at that time.
No, but
But
phone bills were
that-
for real.
That was the only way to communicate.
Yeah, it was. And
phones and beepers.
We cherished the phone calls too, because it was like, you know, not everybody was so, you know, in touch all the time.
Yeah,
You didn't
and we
get that
remember
privilege.
numbers easier.
Yes, we did. Yes, we
Ask
did.
me somebody's number if I met them last week.
Right?
I won't know
Nope.
it.
Exactly.
I don't know my sister's phone number now. Because
Yeah.
the phone, Siri, call my sister.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, and technology is beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, it
However,
is.
we can become a bit dependent on it.
Yes,
You know, so
very.
it's good to get out in the world, explore your surroundings, you know,
Yes.
don't, maybe try to remember a phone number.
Don't say just call mom all day. Call dad.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
their phone number when you got to give it to someone?
Exactly.
What's your address?
Right.
You know?
They better remember that.
So please get
Yeah.
out. Mom, push them out.
Push them out.
You did it once, do it
Do
again.
it again. All right, Darryl. Okay, so to follow up real quick, as a Hall of Famer, right? As a baseball Hall of Famer, which is so awesome. What would you say to parents of kids who are just kind of now starting to explore adaptive sports and, you know, all that kind of stuff? What would you say to them?
I mean, we have 3602 West Dallas to come up here and meet people like Jennifer or other individuals that's involved in activities.
That's the lighthouse address.
And you can also go to 1475 West Gray and meet Miss Hannah, which they do Trapata just to give them some exercise, and she can get us in contact with them. They started gold ball there. They just got so many activities there for them to do, and beat ball practice is held there in the backfield, and you just got to get in touch with me, Michael Garrett, whoever's just involved still.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's there.
It's
and we need some youth. My people told me this past World Series, say, all of y'all got gray hairs. Y'all need to get some young people on y'all team. So we need the young, athletic individuals, young man, young woman, girl, come out here and learn. Have some fun.
It's so much fun.
Little bumps and bruises and meeting friends and having fun is good.
It's a lifetime of memories.
Yeah,
it absolutely is.
It'll help you grow away and move away from mom. I ain't gonna say run away.
Yeah, but develop your independence and develop your own personality and your own, your own just sort of, make your friends and grow as an individual. It truly
my
is.
years with beat baseball really started having a lot of fun. I started in 07, 08 with Michael Garrett and Dr. Bradley up under them. But when I got with more of my peers like Jennifer, John, Roland, Amy, just other individuals, it became even a whole lot more fun.
Yeah, it's the family.
Yes.
It's the family, for sure. Thank you so much for sharing all of your experience and insights with us today. Your journey and achievements, they're truly inspiring, seriously. So thank you
for having me.
Absolutely. To our listeners, we hope you found this episode both informative and motivating. Remember, you can find more episodes of Sightless Voices Unleashing Potential on our YouTube channel and wherever you get your podcasts. So your feedback for future episodes is always welcome. And until next time, stay strong and keep unleashing your potentials.